Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Okay, we are starting off on fence.
I'm not paying you for your acting ability. Let's get moving.
Five, four, three, two, one. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Okay, we don't land the combo very well. Increase flanking. No one. I'm focusing on number 3, and he picks off both of our healers. Now we finally notice that he's there, but we've lost the fight.
Allow me to repair the damage.
I'm not paying you for your acting ability. Let's get moving.
And that's the point. Stalled it out as best we could, but we weren't going to win
Objective
that.
lost.
Not after losing both healers.
Stop the payload.
Okay, now we're just waiting for everyone to come back. Huge kill. We're not landing these halt rock combos, but that's okay. Their Hanzo plays too aggressive, we pick him off to that, and we win the fight.
Rains from above!
That ultimate probably wasn't the most necessary, but really the longer this stagger goes on, the better it is. Okay. Now what do we do about the Widow? Is the question. Pulling her, that didn't work. They're coming in, we have ults. They have ults, what's our plan? What's our win condition, what's theirs? This is like one of the first things I wanted to bring up. So like, William, your Pharah's really good. You get off really good barrage kills, but like playing just above like where our shield is right here isn't the greatest spot to be in. As far as you kind of want to be hiding behind buildings, so like you kind of want to be floating around over here or like sort of around this corner. Somewhere where you're taking like an off angle from us, because A, if you're sitting behind our shield, we're all just one target. So taking some more aggressive angles, and if you're hitting right here, you know, you can easily just drop out of line of sight right here, kind of like how you did right there. You can drop here and you can kind of work your way back to the team. I mean, you'll have a Mercy with you for healing and stuff, but you kind of don't want to be right on top of our team. Just to, you know. Okay, we get fluxed.
Helden sterben nicht. Cease your resistance.
We have mortality field, good. Okay, we won that fight.
What are you idiots doing out
That was
there?
pretty well
We're going the
coordinated.
wrong way.
Defense.
Watch
Okay,
the
now what are we
scenery.
gonna do about the
I have
blizzard?
a lot invested in it. No, not really.
Personne n'échappe à mon
Okay,
regard.
they have sights up now.
冻住，不许走。
They're gonna blizzard. Maybe not the best. They use 3 ultimates during that fight. Here's the fight.
Cowboy. Fourth Bank of the West. I swear that's where the financing.
Okay, so now I don't have comms for exactly what happened there, but we should have known that they were coming in with a blizzard and a coalescence because they had had it for a while. So we tried to counter them. Unfortunately, Keaton got caught out. So I don't know. Maybe if we had known they were coming with blizzard, maybe the better plan would have just been to lose the fight without using ultimates and then come back with an ult advantage and try to win. That might have been a better plan there. I don't really know what we could have done against blizzard. We could have immortality field, but I don't know if the Death Blossom was a great call in the middle of a blizzard. Maybe after it had been over with an immortality field, that would have been a bit better. But I think at that point a couple of us had already died, so maybe it wasn't the best call. Because we don't always have to win every fight, you know. They can, whether the cart gets here or not, you know, they'll still have the same amount of time drained off the bank. That'll be re-engage. Both the DPS get caught out. Unfortunate.
Der Kampf ist noch nicht vorbei.
And we get forced off the payload.
Justice reigns from above.
That was maybe not the best ultimate.
Move out of my way. My tea time to make.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Yeah, sights up again. We're slowly moving back because there's only 5 of us.
Cease your resistance.
I try to play too aggressive.
Universum singt vor mir.
Sterben nicht.
The power of destruction.
So this is probably the point we think about switching up our comps, because right now we have a Widow who is zoning out our Pharah a lot, and we have a Mei who is zoning out our Reaper. So at this point we probably want to consider trying to switch to something else. Probably a Mei ourselves, which we might go to eventually, I don't quite remember, but we need to be a little bit more proactive with like hero swapping in order to counter this kind of stuff. But that's something that is going to have to be built up over time, and Aaron and William will get more comfortable with, you know, deciding what's best, when's best for them to switch. But you should feel comfortable switching to something if you don't feel like you're getting a lot done, just in general. Same thing for healers, really. But communicate that first. Don't just swap immediately. Where was what happened? He's flying up in the air. off on his own a little bit. Okay, he's just really low and he improves. Yeah. Maybe not the best way that should have gone down.
冻住，不许走！
And now they know we're down one. They're gonna walk into us in Blizzard.
Gale the Mahol!
Justice reigns from above. Der Kampf ist noch nicht vorbei.
Could have been big.
Cease your resistance.
I try ulting. That's not gonna do much. Counter beat.
Allow me to repair the damage.
This Widow's just sat over here uncontested the entire time.
Yohei Mahol!
Cease your resistance.
Round 1 complete. Score 0-3. Switching sides. Initiating match. Initiating match. Ready for battle.
Okay, so now we know that they want to play Widow on this map. So kind of what we should be trying to figure out a way to counter the Widow, because the Widow on
Attackers
defense is going to be a lot
incoming in 30
scarier than Widow on
seconds.
offense, because she's already going to have the positional advantage. I forget what comp we go to, but we have a Doomfist here right now. Their Widow set up on the high ground.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
This is where the Baptiste walks up and throws. Set here. Just trying to take him off. He's getting frozen in the back. But it distracts them enough, and it ends up working. And we tank point about as quick as they did.
I'm not paying you for your acting ability. Let's get moving.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Okay, now we know they have sight, so we shouldn't be
Stop
peeking,
the payload.
especially someone like Farah. Or Moira, for that matter, really. Okay. And the question is, what are we going to do about this Widow now? Because now she's got a much better defensive position. She's a lot farther away and a lot harder to get to. The Widow's been operating uncontested.
Dead in frame. Might as well try to get my money's worth.
We can go back, reset.
What are you idiots doing out there? We're going the wrong way.
Widow still sat back there. We're going in.
Gale the Mahol!
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Widow just operating uncontested in the back.
Meteor strike.
This is fine though, we're getting a lot of free card push. Widow's in the jail now, uncontested.
Das Universum singt vorbei!
Fight is lost. Guy running away.
Move back. This will restore you.
Okay, so now we've lost the fight, and the Widow is just operating totally uncontested. So now we have to figure out a way to counterplay the Widow. That's really the one thing that's stopping us right now. We switched to May, which, I mean, I'm sure that I called the switch to May, but I don't know. I'm not quite sure what's best in this scenario. I mean, probably just counter Widow, maybe. Might be better. I don't know if Aaron or William are comfortable on the Widowmaker, but what are we waiting on?
Singt vorbei!
Gale the Behold.
Widow operation is entirely uncontested.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Sites. So what else do we have now, and how can we use them to win? We have a barrage and a damage booster versus their damage booster and their window. So how would we go about winning a fight like this? What's the plan? We wall them off. Okay, not bad.
Justice reigns
Go
in
into
existence.
Gets 2 for 1. Okay, so we use both of our ult. Yep. They'll still just sort of uncontested.
Watch this. 冻住，不许走。
Gale the Behold.
Cease your resistance.
And the Widow's operating on the high ground, totally uncontested. And just get enough damage onto us.
60 seconds remaining.
Personne n'échappe à mon
And he has
regard.
sights again. And by now we should be tracking that they have ultimates coming up. And we have our own. So how are we going to use them to win? We have a Flux and we have a Coalescence versus their Blizzard, Flux, and Window. How do we win against something like that?
Okay. 30 seconds remaining.
We're a little uncoordinated in our moves. Probably nervous about it being so close. They use the window, hiding in the jailhouse,
10 seconds remaining.
waiting to contest cart.
冻住，不许走。
Gale the Behold.
But their Flux is good too.